Hey peeps, hope you're good. Yeah, just wanted to jump on before you see the next episode. And yeah, suffice to say we've just took a couple of weeks off, as you'll have noticed. Fire's not uploading. You'll see in this video probably why some of that is just being really run down and needing to take a break. So we've done that. I thought we've got enough footage to keep uploading, but yeah, I just decided just to stop things altogether and not even do the editing. So what will probably happen now is you'll probably get a couple of episodes in quick succession, because we've got a backlog of material or stuff to show you. Suffice to say, the kitchen is well on its way to being finished. So yeah, but we'll show you what we've recorded as I took the effort to do that. Also, this clip is a bit wordy. Yeah, just felt like I needed to just explain to them what we were doing rather than actually filming doing it. Don't know if that was good watching or not. Do let me know if you either way. Try not to make them too wordy. Try and split them up a little bit. But yeah, I think because we just needed to get on, these next two episodes will be a bit more wordy than we would hope. So hope you're well, hope you're doing good. If you could take the time to jump onto YouTube and sign in and subscribe, or share, or any of those things, it'd be a massive thing just to see this thing get to 100 subscribers. I think we're a few away, good few away, but it'd be nice, certainly I guess for us, but also for those that are wanting to follow us on the journey, just to hear about it. So just hearing, friends that didn't even know we were doing it and jumping on and loving being part of it. So if you could share, could subscribe, that would be awesome. Anyway, have a great rest of your day, whatever you're up to right now, and see you on the other side of this episode. Cheers, bye. Yo, so done a little bit of investigation, and just to say, Tanitha is not going to be disappointed at getting rid of this unit, because it does stink a little bit, and also it has leaked. It has a slow leak on this U-bend, because it's really fancy. But yeah, had a look, and the only stop valves, lo and behold, are here, which isn't massively helpful. Because see, that means that there's none from up there. So just going to get out my trusty, fortunately, whoever did it before, even though, and this is what doesn't quite make sense to me, even though there was a join here, they've chosen to join it up there. So rather than having one joint in a length of pipe, which you think would kind of make sense because there's only one joint potentially to leak, yeah, rather than extend it down to these joints, they've added another joint. There we go. So what I'm going to do is take my trusty speed fit end stops and do, rather than finding the old stop valves and all the rest of it, pulling floors up and stuff, just going to do the old quick switcheroony, because this is plastic pipe above. Whilst I wouldn't leave it, basically what I'm going to do, take my pipe cutters, which enables you to very quickly cut the pipe. So the plastic, and then we'll quickly shove an end stop on. I'm not going to put a pipe support in. I will do when I do the final fit, but these will hold. We have relatively low water pressure, but these will hold temporarily. So yeah, just going to do a quick switcheroony, which will create a little bit of a mess, but it will be really quick. So I'll just chop it. And also, I have also not made the rookie mistake, because I've done it before, and identify which is the hot and which is the cold, and I've marked both. And the reason I mark both, because you might think, oh well, you only need to mark the hot or one, But invariably, sometimes you just get carried away working and you cut your little marker off and then like, oh, which one's which? So if you mark both, you tend to alleviate some of that because you stop yourself and go, oh yeah, that's the alternative one. So yeah, so we'll time lapse you from here on and bless you, sorry. Make a mess. We'll just rip it all out and see what we got, because we have no idea what's behind this unit because we haven't looked. So for all we know, there could be a big boulder in the wall that's going to prevent us working, because the obviously consideration here is that there is already a waste pipe that someone's managed to get through this wall, and ideally we want to be able to use that waste pipe again, but it will depend on heights of U-bends and all that kind of stuff for this new unit. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, see you in a moment on the other side. There we go. We did the pipes. It was a little bit messy. We all got a little bit wet, but on the whole it went fine. There, we've done it. Not sure how interesting that was, but we ripped it out. We have discovered that there is a few boulders in this wall, as you can see, sticking out here. So it might be interesting to figure out the back of this unit, sitting flush against the wall, but we'll make it work somehow. So and hopefully used a welding seal on the waste pipe, so I've had to chop that off, which I wanted to try and avoid, but hey ho. So might have to it's a bit echoey now, might have to put a new one of those in, depending on where it's going to end up. Yeah, we've took out the pipes, as you saw, well tight in the frame, just to do the wires, which are here and unhelpfully disappear into the wall. So I'm pretty sure that might be it. So that's probably lights, which might mean that it goes to the lights next door. So I need to just make sure everything's off to sort these out, but need to turn the electric off in here to figure out where this wire goes, because I think it is that wire, but not 100% sure. So I need to dig into the wall to try and find it, because this socket, I think we're moving maybe onto this wall, and then we've got this socket that needs moving as well. So because it'd be nice to have them all the same level. So I'll do that now. I won't time lapse it because I think it's probably a little bit boring, but I'll bring you back when we've gotten a bit more. Right, wait, hey. Next update, things moved on, so much so we're another day. It was a long one yesterday. Obviously we've got everything stripped out, as you've seen. As you can see, spent a load of time pulling out the chunk of wood that was up the wall, and then the socket, and chasing the wire, finding out where it went, as you can see. And then also for this one, took a bit of time to chase that out as well. No metal, I don't know what you call it, conduit over the wires, so just behind plaster, which wasn't great. Not a game changer, but just not something you really do, because then you can just stick a screwdriver through it or anything without any sort of warning. So Yeah, so managed to fit a new wire here. As you remember from the last clip, it finished here, but we don't want a socket there. So managed to fit a new piece down to the floor. That's obviously just temporary, just to make it safe. So I've terminated the ends, and that goes all the way up. And then I've put a junction box in the floor above. So the other wire that came down here is now over here. So managed to sort out all that mess. As I said to you, the pipes are gone. I need to figure that out. Wires are now gone, which is cool. So what I did was the electric socket that's the other side of this wall, which they'd put the wire around and through the window. The wire now goes through just there and into the socket. Did a really funky angled hole, which I probably could have showed you, but was starting to get dark and need to get stuff done. And then also the other wire was the light wire. So there's two wires going through that window. Yeah, so this socket I've moved down a bit because it was a bit high, but also, yeah, I just thought makes it a bit lower, but also worked out for the wire the other side. So I did a funky angled hole this side, and then for this bit at the top I'm kind of quite chuffed about because it worked out really well. I managed to get this wire that came through this hole up here and then in the ceiling and into this switch. I did manage to get it so that it's just there, so it looks like I can just put a thin coat of plaster over that and you won't even know the wire's there. I did a bit of a guesstimation about where the wire needed to come out, just to say, in order to make that hole, I discovered that my 600mm drill bit, which has been okay, didn't fit through the wall, which is really annoying. Had to waste a bit of time. Oops. And then waste a bit of time. Can't even fit it all on the camera. And go and get a metre long drill bit to drill some holes. And just whilst I was at it, I've got different sizes. So apart from big waste holes, which could be a problem, we're good for drilling holes in this house now, through walls. So yeah, that one worked out really well, and it came in up there, and so the wire now goes up there, and I've stuck it behind some of this properly, so if anyone, even myself, happens to drill along there, then at least we're going to hit metal first. And then you can see here where I've had to work out where the cupboards are going to go, just to get an idea where we put the wires behind this lot of plaster. There was that bit of wood in here, so we've this is a first coat of plaster. It's not going to stay like this, but the one coat plaster that I tend to use, who kind of has a maximum depth that you can put it, so you kind of can use it as a base coat as well as a top coat, but you still have to think of it like that rather than it all being one product and you just fill the hole straight away, because it can crack if you do it too thick. So that's what I've done here. So one coat plaster, need to get some more today. So yeah, there's some metal trunking behind there with the wires in, and this is temporary because that, once we've fitted the top unit, know where that's going to be. That junction box will sit on top of the units, and then we're going to have a socket in this corner on top of the cladding that we fit. But the fun job for today are to figure out the placement of this unit and this unit in relation to each other, and then rather unhelpfully, as you can see,
because this is a Belfast sink unit, the waste sits about 5 inches lower than the original waste for the fitted unit. And so this pipe here, which goes through this 700mm wall, is too high. So today, after rather not really wanting to do task, trying to get another hole in the wall for a waste pipe that is 5 inches lower. Don't quite know how I'm going to do it because I have a hole saw to go through a wall, but I think it's only like 4 or 5 inches long. So my plan at the moment is to drill where I want it to go and then figure it out as we go. So thought I'd give you an update. We'll let you know how it goes as we go along. Bless you. Bye. Hey everybody. Hope you're good. We're doing some big huffs today. Kind of been a long stretch, I think, and just updating you, things have moved on quite significantly, I guess, although I don't feel like it has, but just going to catch you up really. Yeah, where we got to with this was, I think the last clip was about looking at how I was going to drill a hole. I think that was on a Friday. And I think I kind of, you know what it's like when you're doing DIY and jobs, maybe, that when you've got a big job on, it's kind of very disruptive, and just feel like you just want to get on, and sometimes you can't make the progress that you want to, and I'm one of those people that gonna have a bit of a hard heart. I'm one of those people that kind of like sets myself an aim for the day. That's how I kind of live my life really. Just break big tasks down into small, daily tasks or hourly tasks or whatever, or afternoon tasks, and then you get some sense of achievement when you've done them. But I am someone that probably, if I don't then achieve what I think was achievable in a day, kind of get a little bit down about it. Not in a really heavy way, but that Friday, we'd got into kind of a situation where I thought I'd get on loads done, and we just didn't. And so what then happens is you kind of feel like, oh, am I really making any progress, and all that kind of stuff. And I know we are making progress, because this end of the kitchen, oh gosh, tripping over everything, it's getting there. Work surface is almost finished. Just got to put the worktop clamps, or bolts underneath the work surface, which means pulling them up and routing the bottom, which I'll probably show you. But yeah, because of we'd figured out, we'd made the unit, which is here, and we'd figured out where this had got to go, and then the attention turned to doing this hole, which turned out, as a lot of people had said with these old houses, they're great, they're full of character, but they can throw a spanner in the works. And this, sure enough, was one of those times where I was just pulling my hair out, because I couldn't believe that it took so long to make a hole. So as I said to you last time, bought these drill bits. So what I did was I drilled a pilot hole so I could see from both sides of the wall where I needed to make the hole, just to show you down there. It was a good 5 inches lower, and also the previous pipe wasn't really on an angle, and so water would sit in the pipe. There was evidence that wastewater just sat in the pipe, which can be a bit stinky if you don't like wash out your bowl and run some fresh water through it. So I knew it needed to be on an angle. So I did a pilot hole, and then obviously turned my attention to making the hole bigger. It turns out that I didn't have a core diamond bit. I thought I had, but I must have borrowed one before. And so I think on the Saturday morning, we had to make a trip to Tool Station to go and get one. Hey presto, 52mm diamond core bit that now looks a bit worse for wear. It wasn't shiny. And because of the depth of the wall, I had to buy some extensions. So I bought myself the SDC, which is slotted drive, for the, on that side I got mine black, for the drill, to fit onto the diamond bore. So that totaled, I don't know, like 30 centimeters. So I drilled 30 centimeters, and then obviously knew I needed to go 700, and 30 and 30 obviously makes 600. So I knew I wasn't either by going either side of the wall going to make it through. So then when I bought a 20mm, I also had bought a 20mm extension to make me 800 from either side. As it turned out, I could do a meter from just about a meter, maybe like 95, by going in each way, so plenty. So drilled my hole from the inside to the outside was going great. You know, finding, you know, it going through the stone really well, although it was slow going, it was fine. But then what was a admittedly second-hand SDS drill decided to slip its teeth, because I guess I was obviously pushing it a bit, trying to get it through to go through stone rather than brick or breeze block. And so yes, I then couldn't drill the hole anymore, and I had to go off out again and get me a drill. So I went out and bought me a new drill. And, you know, all of this context is, you know, it's 45 minutes away to get to the tool station. Came back and finished off the hole from the inside. Woohoo, really good. Here it's going to be plain sailing. Came to do the hole on this side and discovered that there was a nice piece of granite right where I needed to put the hole. And subsequently had a lot of problems with the diamond core bit not wanting to go through granite because they don't like it. And I don't know if you can see from this, managed to not melt it, but what can we say? It's probably a bit blunt. And so all in all, I think I'm into this for about 200 quid, probably 210 pounds after buying the drill. And I drilled one hole. So yeah, one hole cost me that much just to drill a hole in this lovely old house. If you didn't laugh, you cry, but and all that. So I think by 2 o'clock that afternoon, I'd done one hole. And so all of my plans for the afternoon were like shattered. And it's not even a pretty hole. Like, I'm going to show you, but it won't be very good because it's just on a phone. But yeah, it's not even a pretty hole. Look. Now, what I did discover, which made it even worse, was how sometimes they used to build these houses. What they used to do is they used to put stone on the outside face and then stone on the inside face. Then they used to fill the middle with like junk. Not junk as in like stuff from their bin, but junk as in like small stones, small bricks, whatever they had to hand. So that obviously meant also that as I was drilling the hole through this side, bits from inside the wall would fall down and block the hole up again. So I think I probably drilled this hole like 3 times over. Anyway, that's enough about the hole. It's like nearly 10 minutes about a hole, but you can tell that I was a bit frustrated. And so we got it through in the end, and that was the main thing. But yeah, I then was like, I've made no progress this weekend, it feels like. And I was obviously, when I think the last clip, like we had no water in the kitchen, and we ended that day with me like I don't know what it was, 10 o'clock at night, just roughly putting in a cold water tap, just roughly, so that we could at least do some resemblance of like washing up and have access to water down here. It was all then, which I knew about, made kind of worse by at 10 o'clock at night, having to temporarily do this, and there being no stop tap on either of the 2 pipes that had originally come down. So I had to do it kind of like live, and cut it and put my finger over the hole, and that ended in us getting quite wet. Just what you got to do. I mean, sometimes I could have turned all the water off and drained it all and all that kind of stuff, but it was like, I was in the kind of mode of, I just want to get this done now, so we're just going to get wet. And Janitha, bless her, stood on this unit and held a bowl, and I was up there and we got it out and in. So there we go. So didn't make the progress I wanted, and then kind of got a bit down about it all, and not in a big way, but it's just been a bit like, now I've got to do it during the week. So I've been working Monday, and then spent Monday night doing the pipe work a bit more properly, and getting a hot tap in, and then spent yesterday making sure that this unit was level properly and putting up the wall units and that's how it's going. Like, I'm just chipping away. So when you end up with like sometimes what you got to do in life is when you end up with like a seemingly massive task in front of you, just got to break it down and chip away at it a job at a time. So a new Monday, looking at it, was like, we're still living with temporary water and not really a proper sink. And so yeah, Monday night again, got the pipes done, that was one job. Got the waste fitted, that was another job. Got all the stuff on the other side, because life still goes on and you still need to do washing and stuff, and so I needed to get all this kind of plumbed in, the washing machine all plumbed back in again, so that we could do washing and stuff. And yeah, there we go. We are chipping away, we are making progress. So tonight I think we're going to do a little bit again. It just feels a little bit relentless at the moment. And then I guess again, it's all just because it's your kitchen and it's what you use all the time and all that kind of stuff. So today, I've just finished a little bit early on work, and I'm going to get this unit into the hole and check get that fitted in. Now I've got some pipe, obviously some holes to cut the back of it because of the pipe work. And then we have to do some sort of preemptive measuring, or some guesstimation measuring, because this is a 100, I'll explain, because this is a 100 mil unit, because we're trying to make use of this corner, as mentioned before. We're going to have 600 mil here, and a 400 door. Now, to make it all look nice and kind of trimmed out properly, as part of ordering all the doors, I've also ordered, like side panels that are the same colour of the doors, and pelmet that's the same colour of the doors. And so for down here, as we will have for the corner units, we're getting some like quadrant that will just finish off the gap between the unit and this unit. And I've got to guesstimate 63 millimeters, not guesstimate, I mean I can measure 63 millimeters, but got to try and make sure that that is as bang on as possible, so that when we get delivered, because there's a delay, as I mentioned, not going to get them for another couple of weeks. When I come to fit it, it's going to fit. I'm not going to have to mess about, because by that time we have to have got the work surface on. Because as I showed you, like we've oiled it and all the rest of it, but it's still a live piece of wood. It's, even though it's stained and protected in terms of coating, it's still live. Until you fit it, it's still potential for it to warp. And so I really want to get it nailed down, screwed down, so that it's just not going to warp, because it's a big old bit of worktop, expensive bit of worktop to have warp on us. So got to get the worktop cut in the next few days. I'm off now, so that we can get it secured and prevent that from happening. So just giving you an update and kind of, I guess, showing you a bit of the reality. It'd be safe to say we're kind of, after this stint of, I don't know, what's it been? 9 months. We're kind of feeling like we need a bit of a break. We've been going ham at it, as you've seen through the videos. We've made so much progress. And we knew this last thing of the kitchen would be a big one, but I guess when you approach something that's, and you're kind of a little bit run down or tired after a long stint anyway, yeah, you just need to get through it. So it's head down, get through it. We're on the home straight in terms of getting this done.